Canada faces a crucial choice, replacing its aging CF-18 Hornet jets. This isn't just about new planes, it's about national security, jobs, and international partnerships. The process has dragged on for over a decade, involving multiple governments and heated debate. The main contenders: an American jet and a Swedish one. The chosen jet must handle Canada's harsh Arctic and work seamlessly with allies, especially the US. But the cost is enormous, making this a political as well as a military decision. In 2024, Prime Minister Mark Carney's government surprised many by reopening the review of the American jet purchase. As of December 2025, there's still no final decision, highlighting the complexity of the issue. The stakes are high. Technology, price, jobs, and alliances all hang in the balance. We'll break down the two main jets, why the plan is under review, and what's at stake for Canada's future. This is more than a purchase. It's a defining moment for Canada's role in the world. Understanding this dilemma is key to grasping a major challenge facing Canada today. Canada's first option is the F-35A Lightning II from Lockheed Martin, a fifth-generation stealth fighter packed with advanced sensors and battlefield networking. It's the top pick for the US and many NATO allies, offering seamless integration with their forces. The alternative is Sweden's Gripen E, a modern fourth-generation fighter known for its lower cost, adaptability, and ease of maintenance. The Gripen can operate from short, rugged runways, ideal for Canada's remote regions. Saab, the maker, pitches it as a smart, affordable alternative, promising to build the jets in Canada. The F-35A is about cutting-edge tech and alliance integration. The Gripen E is about flexibility and independence. The F-35A's advanced systems are crucial for NORAD and NATO operations. The Gripen E's lower operating costs could mean more flight hours and better pilot training. Sweden's offer focuses on building Canadian industry, while the US offer is about joining a powerful military network. The choice is between technological superiority and alliance, or operational flexibility and national industry. Each jet represents a different vision for Canada's future air power. The debate is about more than planes. It's about Canada's identity and priorities. The soaring cost of the F-35A is a major concern. The price for 88 jets has jumped from $19 billion to over $28 billion, with total costs exceeding $30 billion after equipment and infrastructure. This massive expense is tough to justify, especially with other national priorities. Political pressure is mounting, with critics questioning if the F-35A is worth it. Many argue the Gripen E could deliver strong performance at a lower cost. The government's review aims to show it's seeking the best value for Canadians. Trade tensions with the US have also made some leaders wary of relying too heavily on American equipment. The idea of greater defense independence is gaining traction. Rising costs and political unease have put the F-35 deal under intense scrutiny. The review signals that all options are on the table, giving Saab a real chance to make its case. The jet purchase has become a national debate about priorities and sovereignty. The US and Lockheed Martin offer more than a jet. They offer Canada a seat in an exclusive club of F-35 operators. This means deep integration with allies and continued jobs for Canadian companies in the F-35 supply chain. Sweden's Saab offers something different, building the Gripen E in Canada, creating thousands of jobs and a new aerospace industry. Saab promises technology transfer, giving Canada control over maintenance and upgrades. The Swedish proposal could even make Canada an exporter of Gripen jets, boosting its defense industry. Saab's plan is modeled on its successful partnership in Brazil. The US offer is about alliance and established partnerships. Sweden's is about sovereignty and industrial growth. Canada must choose between being a partner in an American-led project or building its own aerospace future. Each offer comes with unique economic and strategic benefits. The decision will shape Canada's defense and industry for decades. The US is watching Canada's decision closely and isn't happy about the delay. For Washington, the F-35A is central to North American defense and NORAD cooperation. US officials have publicly expressed frustration, seeing this as a test of the alliance. Interoperability is key. Most NATO allies are buying the F-35, and Canada flying a different jet could complicate joint missions. The US fears that choosing the Gripen would isolate Canada militarily and weaken NATO. There's also a diplomatic angle. Rejecting the F-35 could be seen as a lack of confidence in American leadership. The financial stakes are high for Lockheed Martin and the U.S. defense industry. Washington is applying significant diplomatic pressure, making it clear this is about more than just planes. The choice will directly impact Canada's most important relationship. For the U.S., this is about trust, security, and shared defense. Canada's decision will send a powerful message to allies and rivals alike. The pressure is on Ottawa to show its commitment to the alliance. The outcome will shape North American security for years to come. The F-35A and Gripen E represent two philosophies of air power. The F-35A's stealth and sensor fusion make it a flying command center, ideal for high-stakes missions and alliance operations. Its advanced tech is perfect for NORAD and NATO, but it comes with high costs and complexity. The Gripen E lacks stealth, but excels in electronic warfare, efficiency, and ease of maintenance. Its lower operating costs mean more flight hours and better pilot training. The Gripen can operate from short, rugged runways, crucial for Canada's remote north. The F-35A offers unmatched integration with allies, but at a premium. Critics worry the F-35A's high costs could limit pilot training and fleet size. The Gripen E offers flexibility and independence, but less alliance integration. Canada must weigh technology and alliance against cost and operational needs. The decision is about what matters most, cutting-edge tech or practical flexibility. Each jet has strengths and trade-offs. The choice will define Canada's Air Force for a generation. Choosing the Gripen E would signal a major shift in Canada's foreign and industrial policy. A deal with Saab would deepen ties with Sweden, a country that shares Canada's values and commitment to democracy. Bilateral trade is already growing, and a Gripen deal would accelerate this trend. Sweden's high-level delegation, including King Carl XVI Gustaf, has made clear their desire for a close partnership. Unlike the US, Sweden offers stability and a partnership of equals. Saab's proposal includes cooperation in advanced industries like AI and green tech. Building jets in Canada would create a new hub of aerospace expertise and reduce dependence on the US. The offer is about mutual growth and industrial sovereignty. This new friendship presents a tempting alternative to the traditional US alliance. Canada must decide what kind of international partner it wants to be. As of December 2025, Canada's review drags on. With intense lobbying from both sides, the government faces a tough choice: alliance and advanced tech, or industrial independence and cost savings. Most experts believe Canada will stick with the F-35A, despite Sweden's attractive offer. The diplomatic cost of abandoning the F-35 is seen as too high. Seamless interoperability with NORAD and NATO remains a top priority. The military establishment sees the F-35A as the only jet that meets all of Canada's needs. The review has allowed Canada to negotiate, but the likely outcome is an F-35A purchase. The government may spread out costs or find savings elsewhere. The challenge will be justifying the expense to Canadians. In the end, alliance and security needs will likely outweigh the industrial promises of the Swedish alternative.